I'm Philip Hammond, Member of Parliament for Runnymede and Weybridge and Secretary of State for Transport. I'm delighted to be associated with the Business at Brooklands initiative. Too often people work next door to each other without ever getting together. They operate on a single campus, as here at Brooklands, without taking advantage of the opportunities to do business together. And we know that the most successful businesses around the world take advantage of clustering, take advantage of the benefits of being together in a single location. And this initiative now gives us the opportunity of harvesting those benefits, those advantages for the businesses here on Brooklands. So I wish it every success for the future.
I think it's an excellent initiative, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It brings the businesses in the local community together. And I have to say, I didn't even know how many neighbours we have on the park, 160, which I've met most of the day. So excellent initiative and well done.
So, without further ado, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Hammond, ladies and gentlemen, to open today's event, please join me in welcoming the driving force behind the Business at Brooklands initiative and the editor of the Business at Brooklands magazine, Karen Sutton of Limelight Marketing.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Hammond, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming along this morning and celebrating the launch of Business at Brooklands. Over half of you here are members of the initiative already, including me, I'm glad to say. And I hope you make the most of getting to know your neighbours around the park. I've also invited some specific businesses along today from outside the park to join you. Business at Brooklands is in 5 months in the making. It was summer last year. I thought it might be a good idea to put something like this together. I tested the water to see what else was around. There wasn't anything like it. We all drive into our businesses day in, day out. We drive home again. But do we ever really stop and think to communicate with the businesses that are right here on our doorsteps? So I started doing a lot of talking about it, but not actually an awful lot of doing. Until people started asking me, so when is this magazine coming out then? So at that point, I decided I better get on with it. It was purely a concept, didn't even have a name. So we got the branding done, we got the website launched, and within 1 hour of its release, all the advertising was sold out for the first edition, with 1 space left for the second edition, which is now gone. So I thought, well, this is quite a good idea then. So for members and potential members here today, this magazine is purely designed for you to communicate whatever you would like to your neighbours in the park. There are categories: editorial, news, events, offers, etc., etc. But if there's anything else that you want to say that is of interest, providing it's legal or ethical, or preferably both, then let me know and we can make sure it goes in the magazine. There are some 160 businesses in the park. 45, I'm glad to say, are now members, which isn't bad going for 2 months of calls. As you can imagine, it's a very tough job to go around the amount of businesses that are here on the park. So later, when you get your hands on the first copy, please do take an extra copy if you have any neighbouring businesses in the next room, in the next building, or anyone else you know on the park, and please tell them about it and please spread the word, because we want everyone, every business in the park involved. I'm going to be back later to unveil the magazine, but I'd now like to introduce you to somebody who has supported this initiative to come and say a few words, the Right Honourable Philip Hammond MP.
Well, thank you, Karen, and I'd like to congratulate you for the way that you've, first of all, had this concept and then worked it up over the last 9 months into something that's coming alive today. I spent the first couple of hours of this morning reading the economic case for the high-speed railway, which I should be publishing on Monday, and I hadn't thought it through, but as I was driving down here I realized that it's relevant to what we're talking about here this morning, because economists talk about something called agglomeration benefits, the benefits to the economy and the advantages to business of clustering together and communicating more effectively, and they're quite significant. Business parks around the world, Cambridge Science Park is a classic example, allow businesses to generate effects which magnify and multiply the individual business values across a community of businesses working together. Not necessarily all in the same area or all in the same field. I've watched this Brooklands Business Park grow over the last 15 years from pretty humble beginnings to what it is today. And I must say, I was staggered, Karen, when you told me that there were 160 businesses on the park now. That gives fantastic opportunities for businesses to work together, to trade together, to get together in community and charitable activities as well as commercial activities, and to create a value which is bigger for the brand of Brooklands business than any individual business can generate on its own. And I think at a time when, frankly, business isn't getting any easier, harvesting the advantages and the benefits of the cluster effect of being on a park and in a business community like this is a fantastic thing to do. And so all I can say is good luck for the future for this initiative for Business at Brooklands, and watch out Cambridge Business Park. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time will be up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the 3 minutes, so please stop where you are. Do I see some of you cheating? No more, no more, no more. So, ladies and gentlemen, please count up the cards that you have collected. Count up the cards you've collected, and let's see who our champion networker this morning is. I would like you to raise your hand if you have collected more than 15 cards. Now, if you have collected more than 20 cards, leave your hand in the air, otherwise take your hand down. 25 cards, 26. I can see 2, 3 hands. Guys, come forward, you three. Come on. Gentleman in the green tie and a lady. Oh, still counting. 26 we're at. 26. Who's got 26? Come on, hands up in the air. Not yet. Yeah. Oh, dear, oh dear. Okay. 26. 27. Hands in the air if you've got more than 27. 28. 29. Anybody still left with 29? I have one lady at the front here with more than 29 cards. Anybody else? Would you care to admit, Rosemary, how many cards you've collected? 35 cards, ladies and gentlemen. That means that our winner, Rosemary, come forward. Now, I promised you a seriously special prize. It's this bottle of champagne. Now, I hear her say, but that's not seriously special. Well, actually, it is. This has been signed and will be presented to you by Max Clifford. Congratulations, Rosemary, and thank you, Max.
Thanks very much. I understand that you're supporting Sam Bear Hospice, which is the heart of the Weybridge community and was a long-lost secret for many years, but isn't now, I'm glad to say. It was in danger of closing a year or two ago, but thanks to awareness and a lot of people's generosity, it's doing very, very well. It's a marvellous place, and anything you can do to help them, because of all the stars I represent who are now going to be supporting them, it means maybe I can help you to get extra coverage on your business if you're helping Sam Bear Hospice, so do bear that in mind. Thanks very much.
So, without further ado, the moment you have all been waiting for, well, I certainly have, I'm delighted to bring you Business at Brooklands.
Okay, folks, just a few practicalities. Just a quick word about networking etiquette. It's one thing to stay in touch with people that we meet at events like this. Indeed, it can be very courteous and quite helpful. But it's quite another thing to collect email addresses and then spam everybody indiscriminately. I'm sure nobody in this room would dream of doing such a thing, but equally I'm sure we've all been to events when that has happened. So please treat the contacts you've made today with respect. We're delighted to announce that the next event will be at Mercedes-Benz World on Friday, May the 27th. As you've heard today, Brooklands Hotel are offering show-arounds and 20% off lunch in the brasserie. You're now free to take advantage of those offers, stay and network for as long as you like. We would appreciate it if, when you do finally leave, you could leave your badges on the table out in reception or with one of the team. And enjoy the rest of the networking, and we'll see you on May the 27th.